So from one confounded Irishman looking at a shop sign,
I've noticed this place here. What's that supposed to mean? They can get away with butchering our language, but we can't get away with butchering theirs because they won't understand us.
We have this amazing lesson on the Thai language, Thai phonology, tones, and culture. For some foreigners walking through the streets of Thailand, sometimes you'll look up at a sign or the name of a shop and you'll think, what on earth is that? Now, in Thailand, we call this TIT, or TIT for short. This is Thailand. But there is some method to the madness. But I was having a chuckle the other day when I heard Alpha Omega Ocassionaly say this.
I've noticed this place here. What's that supposed to mean? Eat are. Haven't a clue, but they're very popular and very good chain of restaurants in Thailand. But eat are. I mean, what in the name of God? That's something that I've said before. They can get away with butchering our language, but we can't get away with butchering theirs because they won't understand us. Eat are.
Eat MR. What on earth does that mean? Where would that even come from? Well, actually, there's a very logical reason why this was named that, and it actually makes sense in Thai. Well, maybe not Thai, but at least Tinglish. So what I'm going to do in this clip is show you what Eat MR actually means, or why they would have named it like that, and why it makes perfect sense to any Thai reading it, and it's kind of funny. And as I go through this, you're going to learn something not only about Thai culture, but also the Thai language. And this is a really fundamental principle of the Thai language that I notice a lot of foreigners don't actually get, even after many months of learning the Thai language. So I'll show you here, and then this joke of the title Eat MR is going to make a whole lot more sense. So jump across here to crackinglanguage.com if you want to follow along with me, and you can see I've got the Thai Tone Assistant open. Now up top you'll see that I've actually pulled some of these courses in, by the way, from Cracking Thai Fundamentals and Mindkraft. So you can actually access the courses if you're subscribed at Jacademy to Cracking Thai Fundamentals. All of the unlimited Thai resources that I have, you can access them directly from here if you want. And if you don't have a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book, and you're learning Thai, don't forget to order a copy. Click on the link below. And so from Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the topic that we're going to be looking at today is dead and alive syllables. And so as soon as I say that, dead and alive syllables, if you've read the book, this should start ringing a bell for you, thinking, I know where this is coming from. Let me type this word in here. I'm going to write the word car. Okay, so I'm an Australian, so I say car, I don't say car, but even if you said car, it'd still work. So let's supposing we're going to the R. If I said car, I could go on forever and ever and ever with this word here until I ran out of breath and keep making that sound. So car. And the same would happen with any word that ends in a vowel. Cha for T. Okay, so cha. I could say that forever until I ran out of breath. But this is what we call an alive syllable. It has life until you run out of breath. So if we were looking at English and the way that our throats work as native English speakers, if I wrote the word is, it's almost like that S just carries on forever. Is, until I ran out of breath. And so that in English, or to native English speakers, would be an alive syllable. It would actually kind of sound like this. Is, or the word buzz would be buzz, and it just wouldn't stop. But when we move to Thai, something strange happens. So first of all, I've clicked on my consonant compass here, and let's have a look at these letters. So we see for any English speaker, these sibilants are the SE sounds. Originally, in Sanskrit, we would have had this sound sh, s. So I could say ish, is. Any of these sounds traditionally, even to a Indic language speaker, someone who spoke Sanskrit or any of these Indic languages, these would be able to be carried on. They'd be alive. And then again, we have these semi-vowels. So that's like a y, r, l, w. So the equivalent of, say, in English, a Y, an R, an L. That's why when I said the word car, even if I said with a rolled tongue, car, I could technically keep that going forever. So these semi-vowels at the end of words for us as native English speakers, or I could say Indo-European language speakers, they would all be alive at the end. But what happens to the Thai throat? Well, the Thai throat at the beginning and end of many syllables has this natural tendency for this glottal stop. So what is that? Now, you've heard in English, say Cockney, or in many British accents, you might hear the word water said as wa-a. Okay, wa-a. It's almost as though you're doing a cough. Huh. So, huh. Stop where your chest is just here. So you stop where your chest and your throat's closed off. That's this here. Your glottis is closing. And so actually, if we have a look at the middle class, so here in my compass here, you can, it's totally free, by the way, just jump into crackinglanguage.com and click on consonant compass. You can click on mid class and you'll see that the thing that makes mid class, go, jaw, daw, daw, ball, ball. Any letter from here that is pronounced at the beginning or at the end of a syllable will have the throat closing. That means if you have any word that ends in a ch, a t, or a something with the lips, which would normally be here, you're going to kill the syllable. Supposing I have a look here and I have a look at this dotao and you can see my tongue is raised up to my teeth and my throat's closed. The default position for any Thai TAI language, so this is from southern China all the way down through Laos, Thailand, across into Vietnam, even with the Thai languages, and actually Vietnamese does this as well. Cantonese does this as well. So you want to drink the noodle with a sweet and sour pot. You hear this glottal stop is happening as well in, say, Cantonese, Southern Chinese accents. It's because the glottis is closing. And so when it closes, it's going to kill not only these, but any of these other letters, except for perhaps the nasal and the semivowels, basically an S. So instead of is, because my tongue's coming up and hitting here, my throat is going to have a natural tendency to close, or my glottis. And so a final S, you can see green here is for dental, is going to be the equivalent of me actually doing a final T. And this is why, by the way, in Thai, if I have a final r, or l, because the tongue is here and my throat's closing, what happens to a r when my throat closes? It turns into a n. So this is why the word bowl becomes bon, or bin. For example, check bill, B-I-L-L, becomes check bin, because the throat is closing at the end of the syllable on top of this letter. So this principle we need to understand. The throat closes for many at the beginning and then at the end of a syllable. So if my tongue has hit, my mouth is intersected with itself, it's going to die. So what does that mean for this? That means if I come to the word is, it's not going to be is because my throat closes. What happens? My tongue comes up, it, and wherever my tongue hits, my glottis stops at the same place and it becomes dead. So is not alive anymore. It kills, it becomes it. And so my compass here, I'll actually write it in here. So this is the E, and you can see this is E, still alive. But if I put a S, now this is the saw sir, for example, you can see it kills it. It just knocks it down there. That becomes it. It becomes exactly the same pronunciation as this. Eat. Now this goes down, but there's another thing that happens as well to mark foreign words that have come in from English. Many of these monosyllabic words or words with one syllable, they put this high tone artificially on top of it. So the word is pronounced it, Did it a book? This is a book. And the word eat is also pronounced eat, 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 eat. So when Thai kids are learning English, look at this. He is, I am, you are. So these are these conjugation tables that they're having to memorize at school, but they would say it in Tinglish. He, it, I am, you are. It, am, are. It, am, are. And to a Thai ear, the word eat and the word is are the same words. QED. There you have it. So from one confounded Irishman looking at a shop sign,
I've noticed this place here. What's that supposed to mean? They can get away with butchering our language, but we can't get away with butchering theirs because they won't understand us.
We have this amazing lesson on the Thai language, Thai phonology, tones, and culture. Don't forget to get a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book. If you're in Thailand, click on the link below. I'll send you a copy. If you want a community of people who are all learning together, come in and join Mindkraft, not just for Thai, but many other languages as well. Come and join me in the conversation on my Discord server. I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.